Hello, I am the Defective Inspector, and I am doing more things with Garbage File because I can. I have set my timer on my phone, so this will be a half-an-hour video playing Darkest Dungeon. A beautiful little game, which, look at all the beauty. The torch and the shine and the music is lovely. Anyway, I started a game a little while ago, the idea being that a lot of things would be unlocked so that we can get straight into the meaty bones of the game. Now, the premise is pretty simple. You have come back to a hamlet, which has been completely foobarred by the previous owner, who has basically ruined it. They unlocked a gate from hell inside of their castle, it spewed over the land like Saturday night, and just destroyed everything. It's ruined everything. And your entire purpose is to come back, get a group of mercenaries and people, send them into these dungeons, clear them out, and find a way.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension of delirium are tenuously thin here.
That noise is Ominous Tim. I don't actually know what his real name is, but I call him Ominous Tim. And Ominous Tim is ominous and called Tim. Now, because this game can get quite depressing, I'm going to need props. Wine, yes. Malbec. Good Malbec. Thank you. I have Malbec now. Because, as we continue, it's quite a depressing game. It's very dark and dank and gothic. So I should have a silly gothic witch's brew drink to do this on. Oh yes, thank you, my love. Right, anyway. So, pretty simple. Pick missions, we go in, we kill things. You kill more things, eventually bosses pop up. You kill the bosses, you get special items, and eventually your characters grow, they get better and stronger. But we'll go through a game in a second. Oh dear. Seems when I left this game, I left someone with a disease. Oh god, yeah, get rid of that. So, they'll get diseases, they'll get abnormal quirks, they'll get stressed. All of these things will take place. And as time continues on, you just have to find ways to make them less stressed, find ways to stop them from dying, to living longer, train them better, upgrade things in the blacksmith. Lots and lots of dynamic parts of this game all come together. But we'll go through a mission, just to give you a feel of it. Now, each one's a bit different. The ruins are full of skeletons and the undead, the warrens are full of pigmen and disease, dirty things. The Weald is full of forest fungi, creatures, giants, witches, bandits, and the Cove is full of fishmen. So, I'm not really too worried about which one I go for. The entire point is that you have characters which will be particularly good in one place, not another. So, for example, this guy right here is an unholy hater, an eldritch hater, thick-blooded, and a warrior of the light. He's got his own problems. He doesn't like the Cove, so let's take him. But because he doesn't like the Cove, we won't go to the Cove. No. We'll go to the Warrens and get these items as a reward. I'll take Dismas. He's not afraid of the Cove. He's not afraid of the Warrens. So yeah, we'll set this up. This may look like I'm doing it randomly, but who you put in certain places is quite important. So, certain skills will work in certain areas, and some will, some won't, and it all depends on what team you set up. So this is my little team here, quite happily going. Ah, see, the gothicness is ruined when I make this tinkly noise. Ah! Anyway, and because you're an expedition, you need food, you need some torches, and I could get some other stuff like keys for chests, shovel for debris, but we're not going to this time, just so you can get a feel for it. So off we go. Bit more wine. Yes, I feel the depression lifting, because that's what the depressant does. Lifts depression. Ah! This is my first glass of wine, just so we know. As it says here, each region has its own challenges. Assemble your party and supplies accordingly. Now, I've picked a team.
To prosecute our war against the swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
Ominous Tim does comment a lot, but he essentially is just telling me I've got to scout the ruins. That's what my mission is in this case. The missions will vary, they're all pretty standard. They all involve going through a dungeon for one reason or another. But, point is, the mission's straightforward. Now I just found a map which has revealed absolutely everything. Oh, almost everything. And I can see the obstructions. I can see there's a battle down here. I can see all of what I need to see to carry on. Now the game isn't one of those things where if you fight often you get rewarded. It's quite the opposite. It likes you to be clever and smart and think. And I find
if only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Oh look, Ominous Tim. That's my game for this. In the 30 minutes, how many times can he see something depressing? There's a trap here. You find them, disarm them. All pretty straightforward. And you have certain characters that are better at disarming than others. You also use torches to keep this nice and high because it affects your game. It makes hitting people harder when it's dark and all this sort of stuff. There's a lot of different dynamics all coming together. It's one thing I like about this game. There's lots of levels.
A devastating blow.
Anyway, so as you can see, there's an order, they have their own order. And what they can do, what their moves do, where they can hit, all depends on the characters, the order, the position, the stats. So much incorporated into this. It's severely underestimated in my opinion. Anyway, so see this move here, shoots all three, I do that.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Ah, faint hope, that's not a wine moment. And you progressively just work your way through the game, killing as many people as you possibly can.
Annihilated.
I do like Ominous Tim. He's depressing, doesn't he? Now, what you're basically doing here is very specifically you're trying to clear out mission by mission, boss by boss, level by level, the dark dungeons that have been created by the previous master and host. It's an unusual situation. So I'm just thinking about what to do next. Here we are. Now, it's all pretty basic, you know, you get the same stuff as always. Hits do one thing, this does another, and that's all pretty standard stuff. Turn-based combat, you know, if you don't know what that is, not seen a computer game before.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
He was bleeding, now he's dead.
Press this advantage.
And now he's dead.
Give them no quarter.
You'll also notice that corpses get in the way. They block my options available. You also get these things here called trinkets. They depend on, some of them are universal, anyone can use them. Some of them are specific to people. In this case, the men-at-arms is one of the units you have. And because my mission is to explore 90% of the rooms, I'm just carrying on quite happily. Now, a bit of light, because it's getting a bit dark. Another trap, so you can disarm that. And you get the general premise. You'll notice again that there's this little bar here that gets worse. It happened a lot when that madman was yelling and stuff. It's called the stress bar. The higher it gets, the more mentally unstable your people become. Until eventually they snap like a twig and melt down. They can actually also bounce back. It's random. So, maggot.
Executed with impunity. Begone, fiend.
Ominous Tim is really optimistic today. Usually it's like, oh, all your people will die. Things will explode, your mind will melt. But today he's all like, oh, everything's fine and dandy. Right, so we'll continue on. But you get, this is really what happens. You are doing a lot of dungeon crawling with parties, and they level, and they get better, they get quirks. Some good, some bad. They get stressed, and so they start to break down. And these sort of runs, these travels aren't
In
that
Radiance,
difficult.
may we find victory.
Yes, in Radiance we will find victory. Now here's a good example of a problem. I'm about to come to an obstacle, it's a pain in the butt. Because now... oh, and hunger. That's why you bring food.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Now, I have no shovel, I didn't buy one and bring one with me, so I must...
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
And they all get stressed, strangely enough, when you get them to dig around in a blood-soaked hellhole, they get a little bit stressed out. Completely unusual. This mission is actually quite easier. There's usually a lot more battles floating around. This one's not
Wealth
so
beyond
terrible.
measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Yes, back to your lovely disposition, Tim. So, hungry people. So we keep going through, we keep looking, we keep checking, we keep discovering. Now here's a good example of what happens when you look around. All that's left of a previous adventurer, perhaps. Now I could use holy water on it, or I could use medicinal herbs, and it makes sure that these are safe to touch. Let's try the herbs first. No effect, lost the herbs. Holy water. Ah!
A handsome
Purified. I
reward
can
for
take
a
the
task
items.
well performed.
If I hadn't purified it, it could have had a negative effect. Poisoned them, cursed them. All sorts of things could go wrong. And when the mission is over, I can return to the hamlet or I can continue adventuring. I'm going to go through again to show you one more fight, but, you know, I could have left. And I can leave at any time now. So, a bow that reeks of powerful liqueurs. Let's just get some. There you are, see? That's a good example of when it goes bad. I did that on purpose. There we are. And there are moves that shuffle people around. A very useful thing, especially when you want to get certain people to the front line. But this game is all about control, about thinking, about planning. It's about making the best of a bad situation. In fact, right at the beginning of the game it says this. It's a difficult game that will test you. Oh, there we are. Speaking of test,
There can be no hope in this hell.
No hope in this hell.
No hope at all.
No hope at all. She's lost her mind a bit because,
Confidence surges as
strangely,
the enemy
she's stressed
crumbles.
out being in the scenario. And she's down as hopeless, so her comments, her actions will now be influenced. You'll notice the torch is almost gone, because I ran out of torches. It's got darker and danker.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them.
And they dodge more, they get harder. Just gotta try and hope.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Oh, look, a shovel. See, that would have been nice to have found earlier. Right, let's just get going, because now that my lady has gone a bit mad,
The twisting
send her back.
tunnels seem a little less impossible.
You get some cash back for all the stuff you didn't use. You get some money for all the things that you find. You get heirlooms, which you use to improve the buildings in your hamlets. And you get random traits. In this case, he has claustrophobia, a negative trait, and he received the mankind hater, a positive trait. He's better against humans now, like bandits. So, that's the general premise. You go around and you do these things.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Tragic extent of your failings. Cool. I'm happy this is only a half-an-hour video. So, each place has different things, like this guild, if I send them there, have I upgraded it yet? I have, good. Right, so if I send the lady who's got a bit mad, I can improve her skills. I can buy new skills. I can improve the new skills I've just bought. And they only have 4 at a time when they go into a mission. When you go into the mission, you can pick what skills you like, so you can have 4 particular skills and abandon the others. This does mean you've got to think and plan and structure. You've got to think about the traits this person has. So, for example, she has quick reflexes, so maybe a move that's good to shoot off nice and early would be a good idea. And that's a lot about what this game is. As I said, it's about planning, it's about understanding. Not so much understanding as in like, it's a small world after all, more kind of understanding, like knowing your people, playing on their strengths. Now, she needs to go and meditate for a bit, because she's gone a bit insane. And there's Dangerous Bob. Oh yeah, you can rename people, because obviously this guy did not arrive with the name Dangerous Bob. But I called him that because I found it funny, and that's about it. And he has a trinket, which improves his accuracy and his dodge. And that again is something you will do as you progress in the game. You buy more trinkets, buy more items, and that sort of thing. Now, this is pretty early days. I purposely started this game a few days ago, got to a certain point just so you can see. You can see they're all level 2. See, if you embark, you've got this veteran mission, a little boss here, the darkest dungeon that I couldn't go in yet. They all need to be level 6 before you even think about it. They all cry, "No, I beg you, no, I beg you, no, it's suicide." Watch, I'll just put him in there. "I beg you, no." Anyway, so that's the very basic premise. Now I'm going to show you what happens later on, where as you progress in the game, things change a little bit. So going to my own personal game, where I've gotten a bit further, shall we say. So I've got some people, I've named a lot of them because I get entertained by it. There's a Houndmaster called Elvis P. There's Blind Tim, who wears a leper mask. You know, you get the idea. I don't want to go into the in-depth here and saying that each class is a certain thing in a certain place. This is stuff that you should learn and enjoy about the game when you get it yourself. And
Curiosity, interest, and obsession.
Oh.
Mile markers on my road to damnation.
Yes, thank you, Tim. So again, you can see here that I've got quite a wide variety, very wide variety of levels. And I've got a roster of up to 28, so let's get some more people in here. Let's sort it by class. So I've got 2 lepers, 2 crusaders, a hellion. I've got an abomination, men-at-arms, bounty hunters. I can pick and choose who I want. I like men-at-arms, but I'm trying not to be too favourable. I've only got 2 jesters. I think men-at-arms.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
And you can see I've got a lot of trinkets. Arguably I should have more of these equipped, but if they die with them on, I lose it. It's gone. So I try not to. Okay, and as you can see, my buildings are a lot better. You know, I've been improving them as time's gone on.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
And as you complete different parts, you get these video recordings. So you learn more about the storyline. So the more bosses you kill, the more you learn. There's a fantastic storyline which is really embedded into this game. So as you progress, you learn more, and not so much in the same way like a chronological game. I could do all of the pig-related men bosses first, and then I could go and do all the ruins bosses. And I could do it in any order I like. But each one has their own little mini-story. So the pig one's talking about his abominations that he made, the man who foobarred the land. And how that progressed and how he got a little bit twisted. Another where there's a woman witch lady who lives in the forest who tormented him and sort of drove him a little bit mad. And the ones in the ruins where he tried to raise the dead. And each one has a little subplot to it, and it's lovely. It's great. I love the depth this game provides. I mean, I reviewed this game quite a while ago for IGF, and not all games that I review I consistently play. Some games are just quite happy to stop and I'll move away. Oh, this is a lovely thing, by the way. These men are pretty much my top men right now, and they can't go into a fight unless it's terrible. They're terrifying enough, otherwise they just won't bother. What I'd like to do is show you sacks of grain, no. Infected corpses, no. What's this? So sometimes I decide which mission to do based completely on the things available. That's a good book. What's this? Yeah, okay, let's make a team for this. So this is a level 3 veteran place, so I've got to pick people who are around about that level. And yeah, you can go in. Put that there. Cicero Black. You like the wielder, don't you? So again, this is something I did mention earlier. You kind of have people who are particularly gifted in certain areas. Ruins, no. Yeah, let's throw you in there. I like you, let's throw you in. Martel. Let's get a healer in the team. So you can see here that this guy has got a few trinkets, this lady does, these two don't. It's just simply because of order of time. Now because I do have quite a bit of money, I can show you this quickly. I can take my men and I can upgrade their weapons and their armor, improving my chances of victory. Because, strange fact, but a well-equipped team tend to live. Funny that. So, and there you are. Lovely. I can't upgrade any further than that, simply because I haven't bought the upgrade yet. And the more missions I do, the more heirlooms I get, the more stuff I can unlock. Now I'm going to go on a medium mission. In this case, I've got to get 3 grain sacks. It's a very different kind of mission to what you saw before. It's a medium mission, so I get some firewood, because I'm going to be camping out on one of the nights. You can see that dynamic. And I'm going to take lots with me, because I don't want to fail while on a recorded message. Good luck. So yes, this mission I have to go collect grain, which will be scattered around the dungeon. I have no idea where it's going to be. I might get some scouting, it might reveal stuff. I don't know. Every single dungeon is randomly generated, with random number of enemies, random number of interesting things, random number of traps. It's all completely scattered. There are trends. You tend to find a lot of obstacles that you have to dig through in the forest. You tend to find a lot of certain types of traps in certain places.
Even the fiercest beast will lay down when it is not eaten. Steal their food.
Curio. And all of those lead towards obstacles, which are a pain in the butt to go through if you don't have the right equipment. So, not worth it. Nope, don't want to touch it. So, this game is not about looking at everything and grabbing everything you see. It's about thinking and every so often getting caught by a trap.
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Okay, so let's keep going, because I'm trying to find... Oh, that's a quest location. I didn't see that. I can't leave until I've got all the grain. I can abandon a quest, so if things are really going badly, you don't have to fight to the death, you can just run. And that's a lesson you need to learn when playing this game, because things can go horribly, horribly wrong very quickly. Okay, so there's a quest location. Let me show you one here. So, here's the grain. I had the sack of grain.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Bunch of scrolls, difficult to read. Bad luck. Make sure the light remains as it was going dark. Let's head towards... Curio. Quest location. Okay, so we've not that many left. Let's go this way and get through the obstacle. This is obviously a bit more of an evil thing. It's from a more difficult mission. But the premise is still the same. You kill, you fight, you die. Oh, he's got good protection. You can see on the stats down here, he's got protection, he's good against stun, he's got all these sort of moves just to annoy me. Be blinded. Right, so...
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
He was stunned, so he can't attack me. I didn't really think about his team very well.
Devastating blow.
Stunned again, lovely. Right. So again, it's all about thinking and planning. So I knew this guy being stunned would be helpful,
does not
because I wanted to make sure it didn't hit me because it's a gigantic skeleton creature. A pretty reasonable excuse not to annoy someone. Okay, read about. Go on, read about. Yeah, we are. Lasting effect on the hero. Now as a cove tactician, positive trait. Roll of a dice. It's kind of like in Faster Than Light, where a lot of it comes down to random number generation.
A blazing star is born.
Yes, eat some bread and some stuff.
Such
Take that
blockages
apart.
are unsurprising.
Stressed out.
These tunnels predate even the
You get into
earliest
the
settlers.
habit of this, and you understand what's going to happen. I don't know what that is. I don't understand what's happening. A hulking swine tar, a large corpse eater. New to me. Never seen these things before in my life. These need to not be here. I'm going to attack this as it has no protection. I don't know what these are. I wish I could provide more information on this. I've never seen these things before. Pig spear. Oh. Well, that's unpleasant. Okay.
A decisive pummeling. Their cursed champion falls. Impressive.
A lot of luck in this today. Things that usually go this well for me usually always horribly, horribly wrong. In fact, on a game yesterday that I played, everyone died. And I mean everyone. Let's mark him up, just get the protection down. Crushing. Okay, dodging. I'm getting a lot of luck.
Monster's size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
I do like ominous Tim sometimes. Basically just saying that I'm a bat. Oh, hello. Some new monsters have appeared. This happens sometimes, even after you
As the
scout
light
an area.
gains purchase, spirits are lifted,
Things
and
return.
purpose is made clear. As the fiend falls,
Indeed.
a faint hope blossoms.
Try and stun him. Oh yes, this is my Brucey moment now. And that's how good that was. I mean, I technically... But this may seem repetitive, because you've already watched me think, you know, is this all the game really is? The plot is really enticing and interesting. The development of the game, the tactics, when things go horribly
The
wrong,
way
when they go
is
right.
lit, the path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Everything is great. Ominous Tim can get annoying at times, but I actually really like him. I like Ominous Tim. And though this is going really well for me right now, you're probably thinking, oh, it's no challenge at all. There is quite a difference in luck with this. I can say with utmost certainty, I've had games where I've sent in a team thinking everything's going to be fine, and they all died. Every single one. They stressed out, they melted, one had a heart
bigger
attack
the
and
beast,
died. It
the
does
greater
happen.
the glory.
So, let's try... Is that where the quest location is? Okay, right. Usually I wouldn't do it in this way, but it seems like a good idea so that you, the viewer, can experience what happens when you lay out camp, which is what this firewood is for. So, set up camp.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
And longer missions, which are most of them, allow you to do this, where you can take your firewood, set up camp, eat some food, recover some health, and then use your people's skills. So it's not just about how they fight and how they work and how they disarm, it's also about the skills they have. And some of these are really useful, some of them are not. So here's a good example here. Yeah, these are very self-only items. This puts up a steal a random item. Remove disease. She sings lovely religious songs. She makes the people faster. Which I think I'll take. Sing a lovely religious song. And if they're religious, it all gets a bit better. So chant, if religious, reduce stress damage. So he is religious because he's a crusader, strangely enough. And let's pill for a random item. There we are. Right.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Now, the skills obviously vary from person to person, game to game, but these skills in this case just kind of help me in general. Powerful liqueurs, yeah, why not? 7. No, it's empty, rubbish. A few of these items can sometimes be used to go into different worlds to find different bosses. There's a lot of dynamic in this. Trap disarm 120. Yeah! Let's disarm that trap and some more traps somewhere else. Because apparently that's how 120% works. Kick thing again. I really have never seen it before. It's weird. Don't like it. Don't like it.
Decimated.
Oh! Good thing this mission's almost over. You see, it's not hard to play this game for a bit of time. While I think it hasn't been long, I could play this game for another hour, 2 hours. I have things to do, sadly. You know, I have a life. You may not believe I have a life, but I do. I have a life. And it's better than you. No, it's not really. But it's a fun game. I really enjoy it in so many ways. Just try and stun you. Oh, you sneaky.
Well struck.
Why am I feeling a dodgy thing? There we are. Oh!
Unnerved, unbalanced.
There you are. There's some evidence of when things don't go as well as they should do. Yeah, things are going quite wrong quite quickly. Kill him.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Try and stun you. Get the light up a little bit. Lots of your skills are little sub-parts, so that dancing light does little damage, stuns them and brings the torches up. And you've got to think about this again. It's so much to consider. It seems basic, but the layering that Red Hook Studios did when they made this game requires an applaud. It's well made, well structured. When I did all the reviews of the IGF Awards, I called this the best game. It wasn't because the other ones were bad. I loved so many of the games that I played. But this was the one that always felt like a real game to me. The one that felt like a classic, but evolved. So it wasn't just the same old,
A victory.
but it had a lot of things that I loved.
Turning point.
Lots of nostalgia came from it. Right, I've got a key.
A trifling victory. But a
That's why I become
victory
Mickey Mouse
nonetheless.
around. Frustratingly, I've run out of room. Of course, because the grain takes up a space each. Pin this. I almost got through the entire review without swearing. I meant donkey. Pain of a donkey. You pain of a donkey. Ooh, lasting effects. Hey! And the last bit of grain.
A fortune.
Well, I'm not
Waiting
going
to
need
be
any
spent.
of that, so I'll get rid of it. Take the grain. Mission's over. I hit continue adventuring. Hit the button. Mission's over.
These foodstuffs yield double benefit. The town may eat, and the swine will not.
Yeah, ominous Tim. Bringing down the bow hammer. But yeah, this is the very idea of the game. Build, develop, your characters get better. You'll see they level, like this lady here is like level 5, they're almost level 4. They get new abilities I cannot control. So sometimes you just get lucky, you get a lot of good stuff. So Cove Tactician, Early Riser, sometimes you get afraid of humans, and it's all that sort of thing. Fighting, growing, leveling, grinding, and then praying that they don't die.
I see something long absent in the
So,
sunken faces of passers-by.
This
A
is,
glimmer of hope.
as you may have seen, this game, I did pretty well. These are all the people who have died in this game so far, who the caretaker here lovingly laughs at because everyone's dead, including these two here. These were great people. They were at level 5. Great, and they were against the Swine King. He killed so many of my men. He was one of the bosses. But you get the general idea. You develop your characters, and they do die. Even the best will die because that difficulty gradient is consistent. You can't send highly skilled men to fight for you just for fun. But at the same time, you can't send the incredibly weak on harder missions to get the resolve up. You have to balance it. And that's really what I love about this game. This game makes you think, it makes you play, it immerses you in the storyline. There's so many good things about this game. I might do another video about this game, sort of show you a bit more, maybe a boss or two, but right now, my half an hour is up. So, not too depressing this time, a fair bit of wine left over, but I want to thank you, I want to thank the Academy for this honour, I want to thank Garbage File for letting me do this, and I want to drink some wine. Thank you, and good night.